What is up, guys? Major here. Today we're going to be doing a bunch of summons. We're probably going to go all the way to pity. We have one shimmer attuned Esper card which I got from finishing stage 12-8. So yeah, we're just gonna jump in and kind of smash them out. What we want to do here is get as many gold records as we can, and then we're gonna sort of splice a couple videos together because I won't have enough to kind of go all the way to pity, but we're kind of going until we get the legendary, in which case because I'm doing this recording after the fact, we got to pity all the way there. So yeah, so along the way you guys let me know how everything goes. Tell me sort of how your guys' summonings are. At the end I actually do a little bit of an experiment just to see for science as well, but also because I was a little bit impatient, but it's good to actually check. I did a bit of a experiment regarding how to pull and whether it's good or not to do a 10 summon versus single pulls, right? Yeah, so stay tuned for that till the end and we will see kind of how that pans out. So right now we're gonna let them all play out. If I do a summoning video in future, every time we don't get maybe a purple or a gold, then we're just gonna skip it, right? But right now it's just that, right, I don't know what to expect. The reason I'm saying that is because if you look at some of these, because I'm so new to the animations of the actual summoning itself, there are some summon animations that are not clear to me as what this is, but now that I figured it out, it's a little different. So for example, it's not in this pull, but let's see who we get here. Chloe, awesome stuff, man. I'm loving Chloe. Chloe's really awesome, and it's just one of those that you definitely want to build if you have her. I mean, or not, it just depends on your playstyle. She does increase the amount of the rounds that buffs stay on a target, for example, so it could be useful in very certain scenarios. So that is pretty cool. So let's go on to this next one, right? And this is the one that one of these is actually one that I want to talk about, which is kind of crazy. And it's just kind of a thought. You see this spiral right here? It's actually crazy because I know this now, I didn't then. Those are just to symbolize shimmer characters. So whether their rarities are 3-star, 4-star, 5-star, whatever, 6-star. So, well, maybe not the 6-star, but probably 3-star rarities are like that. I don't know what the purple ones look like. It's probably the same thing, but in a purple-esque, right? So that is super interesting. But now it brings me to another fact of the matter, like how special are these shimmer characters that they have their own glow and own aura? It seems kind of crazy when you think about it, but the way this game works, I'm actually starting to question rarities altogether, because I'm finding that some of the 3-star rares are so good in terms of when I read their skills. Again, I'm not looking at any tier lists, I don't care about that. I'm just reading their skills and kind of making teams for me, right? So they seem so good. Who's this? Medusa or Medea is actually one of them who I was playing with a little bit because this is recorded after the fact, and I feel like I'm gonna build her out 100%. Oh, there we go, the big bull man himself. So I'm actually questioning the rarities of this kind of stuff, and the fact that everybody gets to 6 stars anyway. Maybe rares are slightly better because at the end of the day you could actually max their skills out. So it is, or at the very least you could max them out a lot easier so they're stronger for longer. I don't know if stat wise it's gonna make a huge difference later on down the line. I haven't built up a legendary enough to figure out whether there's a stat difference at the end of the day. I guess I could check with some of my rares. I will do that, as a matter of fact, to some of my epics, actually the purple ones. I'll do some of that just to check if there's a huge difference. I'll check with my Artemis, my Artemis and my Omona, and maybe when I'm finished with Medusa or Medea. So I'll check them both to try to figure out at base, is there a huge stat difference? If there isn't, honestly, come on. I feel like if there's good rares, like, let's build them, guys. It feels like it's a good way to kind of go about that. So I'll do the test, and that video will probably come out a little bit later. I just actually thought about it now, in which case I should probably note it down, because that could actually make a really nice video as well. So yeah, this is what we're getting. As we see, we got another one, Chalmers. And honestly, when I was getting these, I was so confused. I'm like, why are they so different? Why do they have this weird shimmer? Now, I'm not sure if I got any of these in my first summoning video. I'm pretty sure I did, but on my first 2 summoning sessions, I'm fairly sure I did. But the difference was I wasn't paying attention too much, right? I think it's only after I got Medusa, when I was like, wait a minute, she looks too cool to be a Ray. And then I really looked into it and I'm like, why does she have this whole extra color? Right? So that got me super intrigued, and it was actually pretty awesome. So this is us going into the other summoning sessions. We're still free to play. So nothing has been changing so far. So all of this is just summons and gold records that we've been getting naturally up to stage 12-8. After we start pushing through a little bit of hard mode as well, we got some of the rest to kind of finish up the rest of this video. So I was actually planning to let the video play out and kind of have the summoning session going and playing it out, whatever. But then the other video that I got had a copyright strike on the specific section where I just let the summoning play out. So I'm wondering if the music is copyrighted, or maybe if I have to contact maybe the devs or whoever, telling them because it's game music, it's not as if I'm putting additional music on top of this, right? So maybe contacting them, asking them how to resolve the copyright issue. It's not a copyright strike, it's just there was a copyright issue on it. So I'm just thinking, just for future reference and future videos, like if I can't let gameplay play out with the music on, which kind of highlights the whole best part of the game, then I'm gonna have to sort of comment over everything just to avoid the copyright strikes and all of that kind of stuff, because I didn't get a copyright strike on my first summoning video. So I have a feeling it's based on what's actually happening, so my voice probably cuts in between each of the summon sessions there, so or the music during the summon session, right? So that big guy, bro, oh man, this man's right here, bro. This man's right here. He reminds me so much of who's that guy from One Piece, dude? Is it Garth? Is it Garth? No, jeez. Luffy's like come on, Garp. Garp. It reminds me of Garp, that dude. And he is actually awesome because he's a disabler, and then what he does is kind of crazy. He does a stun type of situation. I haven't read his skills in depth, but they seem really strong. And also on top of that, he seems quite easy to sort of max out, which could be a thing, honestly. And that's something I'm actually considering. I might actually make a video of when I max him out in terms of his actual skills, because also the way his skills are, they're worth maxing out. I'll make another video based on what I think the type of skills that would exist that are worth maxing out, because there's actually some skills that I don't think they're worth maxing out. Even though I haven't tried it, I just don't think some skills, like maxing out some skills, make sense unless they are your main character and in your main roster and you're going to use them a lot, or maybe they're useful across the board for multiple different things. In scenarios like that, then sure, go ahead and max that stuff out. Like with Mona, I actually maxed out all of her skills except for the one where she heals, but that's almost maxed as well. I think I only just need one more Spearmon to max that, and quite honestly it doesn't feel worth maxing it because all she gets is healing increases, right? So from this point on, I do single summons just to test out as well, to see sort of like what are the rates like when it comes to pulling in the single format. The results are somewhat lackluster, just because normally when you get a 10 pull you get a better rate of a pull in general, but with this one it seems as if pulling in singles gives you the same rate, but it actually feels worse. Right, it feels worse because of how many rares you get, right? And then it doesn't seem as if you're getting the chance of purples all that often. Now granted, this was the last 10 summons, which guarantees a legendary, but you would assume, well, I think though, if I had pulled the 10 pull, I could have also gotten a chance to maybe get another epic as well. So this is just speculation. I actually have no idea if that's actually the case, but me speculating, I actually feel like that could have possibly been the case. So, but the single pulls does do, like, it does work. At the end of the day, you get the legendary the same way you were getting it. But if it wasn't guaranteed, would I have gotten the legendary at the same spot? Say if it was going to be a lucky proc, would that have been the same thing? It's hard to say. Alright, so this is just the rest of it, kind of finishing it off, and nothing massive here at all. So we do get our last final pull once we get there. So I was actually hoping here we're getting like, no, watching this back, I couldn't remember if we got like an epic or not. So, but after seeing Drew here and looking at the rest of the length of this video, which is about to end just now, I'm pretty certain we didn't get an epic, which means the last 10 pulls was like 9 rares roughly, and then in our last legendary. By the way, guys, this legendary that we're gonna get right now, I'm not gonna spoil it. We're almost there, like we're right at the edge, we're right there. It's literally like it's the last summon or so. But this last legendary, I need your help in terms of trying to figure out how to best use this guy, because he seems like he could be super strong, and he seems like he really loves buffs. So if you already know what I'm thinking or who he is, there he goes. That's the man himself. Dude looks crazy, man. Inspired by Ra. Alright guys, peace out. See you in the next one.